All right, welcome back to another one of our film reviews. Today we are talking Seattle Seahawks rookie defensive lineman Byron Murphy. Murphy continues to develop as a member of the Seattle Seahawks defense, making plays, whether he's helping it for his teammates or making plays by himself. He's becoming quite the player up front. We'll break down everything he's doing so well. As always, if you appreciate this content, give us a like, give us any comments with any feedback you might have. But without further ado, let's jump right into the film. All right, we're going to open up with the run defense, and there's Murphy right there, of course, number 91 in the middle of your screen right here. He's lined up as a nose tackle, head up zero technique on the center right there against the Chicago Bears. What the Bears are going to do, they're going to bring a wide receiver in motion this way, and they're going to try and get the linebackers and safeties to flow with that wide receiver. And then they're going to run, let me clear up the screen for you guys, little inside zone the other direction. And their whole thought is to get 13 and all the safeties and DBs running this way, and then run the other direction and then get a hat on a hat on a hat like this, a little zone double team, they'll cut off, working off to the next level, and the running back just finds a hole. And it actually works out pretty well for the Bears because 99 Williams, he's a great player. He slants this way. I don't know if that was by design or if he just saw the motion and said, hey, maybe it's a run to the right side of your screen, but it opens up a big hole for the Chicago Bears. Fortunately for the Seattle Seahawks, Murphy does a great job finding off not one but two blockers, working his way to his left, forcing the running back to bubble out. And then when the running back cuts back, he's there to make the play. Let's check it out. There's motion. There's a snap. You can see Williams slants inside right there, opens up this hole right here. You can see what the Chicago Bears are going to try and do with Murphy. They have the center working to take him over with the guard, the backside left guard, working to help out so they can get a hat on a hat and maybe get up to 13. Now, 13, to his credit, he doesn't take the cheese. He sees the run coming this way. He's in a good position there to make the play. Let's look at Murphy right here. Fights off the center's block and the guard's block, beats him cleanly, and is right there to stuff Swift. Forces the running back Swift to bounce out. Murphy pursues down the line of scrimmage and ends up making the tackle for a limited gain. This is checking the box on so many levels here. If you're an interior defensive lineman, first step, like Bill Belichick always used to say, do your job, right? Fight off the double team, absorb the blocks, keep your linebacker clean, and then stay in your gap. Nice work. Part number two is hustle, play with effort. And that's what he does here, sprinting down the line of scrimmage. And then part number three, make the play. This is a perfect example of everything Byron Murphy can become and is becoming for the Seattle Seahawks. Doing your job, hustling the football, and making the play. Let's take a look at it from the wide copy. You can see Murphy right there at nose guard. Watch him again, fight through both blocks, sprint down the line of scrimmage, and make the play. Again, doing everything you want from a nose tackle, keeping your linebacker clean. No one can get up to the number 13 right there. He ends up being in a good position to make the play in his own right. But he actually overruns this, right? Look at 13. If Murphy doesn't hustle down the line of scrimmage, there's a chance Swift can cut this back and make this a good 5-6 yard play. But 91 hustles, great effort, makes a play. Obviously, his performance, what he's done on the field, it hasn't shown up on the stat sheet at times. We're looking for more production in terms of tackles, sacks, things like that. But sometimes it's the plays that don't show up. And we'll break down a lot of them during the sequence that really help out the Seattle Seahawks defense. This plays an instance of him making the play. All right, next play, as you can see, we're kind of in a short yardage goal line situation. There's Murphy right there, number 91 in the middle of your screen. He's lined up directly in this A gap right here. I don't know if you want to call that a one technique or a 2-eye. He's basically a gap defender in this circumstance. And what the Bears are going to do, they're just going to try and power it inside with this offset fullback right here to try and get the first down. We're just going to get one-on-one blocks here across the board. And the whole point here, if you're the Bears offensive line, is just try and get a little bit of movement, a little bit of dislocation, because then all your running back can do is just hit the hole, fall down, and he gets the first down. Murphy does an incredible job. He blows up this guard, opens up the opportunity for his teammates. Unfortunately, his teammates this time can't help him out, but he does a great job. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. You can see the inside fullback run, gets stuffed a little bit, and is able to squeeze out and get the first down. But let's look at Murphy here. This is incredible, right? Watch him fire into this offensive guard, the left guard, and just stand him back and drop him back into the line of scrimmage. This is incredible. Look at the rest of the Seattle Seahawks defense. You can see where they are in terms of at the line of scrimmage, right? Basically holding the ground, doing a decent job. 98's giving up some ground. 90's doing a decent job there. But Murphy is setting a new line of scrimmage. He's knocking this guard backwards. Bang. Look at that extension. Look at that bench press. That's what that is. That's growing man strength right there against 73. Extension, new line of scrimmage. He blows this play up. He's right there. Now, look, he's being blocked, so it's hard to make the tackle. I don't understand how the Seahawks weren't able to get him on the ground for a loss there. Just tough break. And look, give credit where credit is due. It's a good hard run right here for number 23. But this is awesome short yardage defense by Byron Murphy.
Yeah, Nick, and I think this has really been the highlight of Murphy the last couple of games. He's been up and down in his run defense where we thought, a big guy like that, that's where he's going to excel. But he's been doing good in pass rush as well. But here, the last couple of games, got those mid to high 60 run defense grades, getting those stops. Got one stop in this game, stops a tackle that is a failure for the offense. So really good stuff for Murphy in the run defense game so far. I think he's doing a lot of really good stuff in that department. And it's really been extra good because he's been mediocre, I guess, since the beginning of the season, really starting to ramp it up and showing what he's made of here.
All right, this next play is going to be a screen that Chicago Bears are going to run against the Seattle Seahawks defense. So pre-snap, we're going to get a little wide receiver motion here just to, again, get some flow right here from the linebackers and safeties. And what's going to happen is we're going to sell pass right here up front from the Chicago Bears offensive line. And DeAndre Swift, running back number 4, he's going to drift out in the flat to catch a screen. Tackles are going to stay in pass protection right there. But then the 3 interior offensive linemen, the left guard, the center, and the right guard are going to sell pass and then get downfield to try and get hats on hats on a linebacker in situations like this. Now, sometimes what happens if you're an offensive lineman and you see a defensive lineman like Murphy, and he does a great job reading the screen, is you kind of stay on him to secure it to make sure he doesn't blow up in the screen. But Murphy does such a good job here. He actually occupies 2 offensive linemen while also forcing the running back to cut back into his help. This is an incredible play. Again, not on the stat sheet, but a great job. Let's check it out. There's motion. There's the snap. We can see right there, fake pass set, screen. Running back has to cut it back into the Seattle Seahawks defense for a loss. Great job defensively. Now let's look at Byron Murphy. Again, early on, he gets into his pass rush move. He sees right there it's a screen. He recognizes, reacts, sprints down the line of scrimmage, occupies not 1 but 2 offensive linemen right there. And you can see 48 right there. He would have been in position. Running back has to cut it back into the help. No gain or loss right there for the Bears offense. Again, this is good quality football that doesn't show up on the stat sheet. Is it the most dominating play in the world? Is it Aaron Donald? No, of course not. Heck, it's not even Leonard Williams, the way Leonard Williams can make plays. And even Williams is doing a great job here. Watch him hustle, play down the line of scrimmage too. Good effort. He's obviously had a great season, a great player in his own right. But this is just dirty, nasty work from Byron Murphy, taking on not 1 but 2 blockers and helping his teammates fly around and make plays. And then he lays out and tries to make the play in his own right. Effort, running to the football, doing your job. We talked about it in the opening play. Murphy is doing that snap in and snap out. Sometimes he makes the plays. First cut up he did, second cut up he quite couldn't make it. In this situation, he doesn't make the play, even though he does such a good job, again, forcing the running back, fighting off a block, forcing the running back to bubble it out to avoid him right into his help, 21, he's having a great year too. He's such a good player. But Murphy, again, team player. Not the most dominant force in the world in terms of destroying offensive linemen, play in and play out, but helping his defense and his team win games. There may not be a better rookie. All right, from the wide copy, you can see Murphy right there in the middle of your screen. Watch him recognize it's the screen after his pass rush. He sees it, fights it off, absorbs 2 blockers, and then extends, lays out. I just love the effort, right? This is a big dude. This is not a little guy. This isn't a DB or a smallish linebacker flying around giving everything he got. This is a huge dude. He's fighting off blocks, diving, extending, forcing guys back into his help. Watch the running back. Because even when the running back cuts back here, there is a chance, right? Maybe he's able to crease this for a couple yards. Instead, he dives, forces the running back to give up ground, allows 21 to come in and make the play for a loss. Great team defense for Seattle. Great team play from Byron Murphy. All right, next up, we're going to show a pass rush, and there's Murphy right there lined up. We're going to call that in a 2-eye technique, right on the inside eye of the guard. If he was on the outside shoulder, he'd be a 3 technique. If he was on the outside shoulder of the center, he'd be a 1 technique, but he's on the inside eye of the guard. We call that a 2-eye. And this is just going to be a standard pass protection up front here for the Chicago Bears. They're going to bring a wide receiver, a running back in motion right here pre-snap, then orbit him all the way around outside the backfield. Again, that's all just kind of eye candy just to try and get the defense to flow. Up front, the offensive line, they're going to slide to protection to the offensive left. Left tackle is going to take that gap. Left guard's going to take that gap. Center is going to take this gap. And on the backside, it means 1-on-1. Right there, 58, 1-on-1 on the defensive end. And right here, Murphy, 1-on-1 on the right guard right here for the Chicago Bears. This is a situation where you have to make a play if you're a defensive lineman when you get these 1-on-1 chances. Murphy does a decent enough job. I don't think it's terrible, but it's something he could probably improve on a little bit too. Let's check it out. All right, there's the motion. Right there, orbiting all the way around, all eye candy. You can see right there, offensive line slides to the left, 1-on-1 on the backside. Let's look at Byron Murphy here, 1-on-1. Fakes inside, goes outside. Listen, you're killing me with the shoulder shake here, dude. You're so big, strong, and explosive. Just fire through the guy. But he does a decent enough job, right? Does the outside rush right here, works through 79, gets some pocket push, ends up helping collapse the quarterback. Doesn't get credit for the sack, and nor should he, right? He's not the guy who initially made the play. But still, this is a good enough job for an interior defensive lineman, right? You want guys who are in there, defensive tackles in situations like this, especially a guy like Murphy who doesn't get a lot of pass rush opportunities during the course of the game in terms of third down, long yardage defense, things like this. You want to push the pocket right here when it's your time to shine and basically make sure you help collapse the quarterback, collapse the pocket around the quarterback. And that's what Murphy does. So it's a good enough job. But here's the thing that kills me. It's this shoulder shake. It's like, dude, you're so big, you're so strong, you're so freaking good when you use your hands and explode into people. I get it, you're a great athlete. And sometimes some of these guys, these young guys that are so good athletes, they want to get a little cute with it. They say, oh, I know I can beat him with a swim move, or I know I can beat him with a spin or something like that. Just fire into 79 and you'll just obliterate him because that's how good Murphy has been. In fact, we saw it on the run play, right? He dropped offensive lineman, I think it was 73, back 2 yards in short yardage. Blow through these offensive linemen and you'll make sacks in your own right.
Yeah, Nick, and we've seen it even in this game. Murphy, as I said, in the pass rush department, done a lot of really great things. He had 4 pressures in this game alone from the interior position of a guy big like him. That's pretty impressive to me. And this is the third time this season he's had 4 or more pressures in a game. He's really making a lot of noise in the pass rush department. A 65 grade average all season for him. So Murphy, doing a lot of really good stuff in his pass rushes. Like you said, settles down, uses his God given talents, that size, that strength. I think we see 5, maybe 6 pressures in a game sometime soon. We're going to see Byron Murphy absolutely explode off the screen if he can calm down and just do what he's supposed to do.
All right, you're talking about doing what you're supposed to do. There is Murphy right there, once again, lined up in a nose guard, head up, zero technique. And this is just perfect team defense across the board for the Seattle Seahawks. So when you have 3 down defensive linemen just like this, and you've got your outside edge rushers, got guys standing up right there, and you've got one middle linebacker, safety Julian Love walked up, right? You're relying on your defensive lineman in this situation to create a wall. These 3 big dudes up front to just hold this line of scrimmage and keep your linebacker clean, not give up any ground, just create a mass of humanity here across the board so that when the Bears run it inside, there's literally nowhere to go. It requires humility, it requires toughness and good technique. Murphy shows it here. Again, great team player. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap, there's a handoff inside. You see that the Bears are trying to run inside zone. They fake the QB option right there on the outside, holds the DB, or holds Julian Love, the safety, and the edge rusher there just for a split second, but it's an inside run all the way. Look at 90, 91, and 99. Look at what job they do here. They give up no ground. Look at this mass of humanity. Where's this running back supposed to go? There's nowhere, right? This is great interior defensive line play for all 3 of these guys. This is just outstanding. Again, Williams setting the edge on the guard right there, maintaining his gap, forcing the running back. He has to go inside, then fighting off of him. Great play by 99. How about 90 inside? Taking on the double team, not giving up any ground, constricting the hole. Nice work there. Ends up giving up maybe a yard or 2 at the end, getting pushed back, but does a really good job in terms of what he does in the run defense game. But how about Murphy, one-on-one on the center? Extends his arms, no ground giving up, forces the center's butt to stick in the hole. Look at 23, Roschon Johnson. He's trying to hit the hole. He's trying to get some movement there, but there's nowhere to go because Murphy is literally shoving the center back into his hole. Roschon Johnson has no choice but to kind of duck his head in there and only get a yard or 2. Again, doesn't show up on the stat sheet, right? But it's just good, fundamentally sound football. And this is how the Seahawks can make some noise in the playoffs. And this is why Byron Murphy has a bright future. We know he can make plays. I think he'll figure it out to be more consistent. But when push comes to shove, he is such a good, fundamentally sound player when it comes to the dirty work. He is already a key part of the Seahawks defense. All right, from the wide copy, you can see Murphy right there, the nose guard. Watch him give up no ground. Look at that extension. This is that God-given talent. He just fires into the center and then bench presses him off that extension. Look at this line of scrimmage. Look at the no movement that happens. There's no dent in the middle of the defense, right? That's exactly what the Bears are trying to do. They're trying to get a crease, trying to get people knocked back, and it doesn't happen. Everyone is sitting at the line of scrimmage, just massive humanity, nowhere to go. And again, we've seen in years past with some teams, like the Los Angeles Rams, of course, Aaron Donald, one-man wrecking crew. This is team defense. Look at this, guys. This is just awesome. You only get this when you have buy-in from everyone, whether it's veterans like 99 or 90 or rookies like Murphy. Everyone buying in, everyone doing their job. Great rep across the board. All right, now for one of the underrated plays Murphy made all night long, and there he is right there, number 91, lined up, and we're going to call a 2-eye technique on the inside eye of the guard right there. It's going to be a play-action pass here for the Bears. They're going to fake the run this direction. Caleb Williams, quarterback's going to fake it, then circle around in the pocket, trying to throw it downfield. Number 10 right here for the Seattle Seahawks. Again, I don't know if this is by design or if he just sees an opportunity. Normally in this situation, he would have outside contain. He'd have an outside rush. But he sees an opportunity and he tries to go inside. Caleb Williams does a good job as a quarterback recognizing that, and he actually runs outside and escapes it. And a lot of times when that happens, you have a edge rusher go outside, quarterback, mobile quarterback goes around him. Big plays tend to happen, chunk plays, bad things for the defense. Murphy does a great job making sure that doesn't happen. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. There's a play action. You can see number 10 firing inside. Quarterback escapes the pocket, forced to throw it away. Why? Because Byron Murphy, number 91, recognized and react. Now, look, he thinks it's run early on right there. Doing a good job. Look at that bench press technique. We've seen it all game long. Notices it's a pass, immediately transitions into pass rush mode, hustles out, forces the quarterback to throw it away. Again, I can't tell you how many times I've seen, and I know you guys who watch the games on Sunday see this too. Edge rusher jumps inside, quarterback escapes, big plays happen, right? Whether it's a scramble or throwing the ball down the field, happens all the time. But Murphy does such a good job recognizing and reacting. Again, he thinks it's run, it's not. Get into the quarterback's face, no late hit, nothing stupid, throw away. Winning football, right? Not on the stat sheet, right? Maybe counts as a quarterback pressure according to the folks at PFF. Doesn't show up as a sack, tackle for loss, quarterback hit, anything like that. But it's just good, fundamental team defense football. Byron Murphy, great example again here. All right, now let's talk about something Byron Murphy definitely needs to work on. And there's Murphy right there. He's lined up in a 3 technique on the outside shoulder of the guard. This is a passing situation for the Chicago Bears, pass rush situation for the Seahawks defense up front. And look, Byron Murphy doesn't get a lot of reps in pass rushing situations. He just doesn't. He usually comes off the field in a lot of those instances. And this is a reason why. So up front, the Seattle Seahawks, they're going to run a stunt. They're going to have Byron Murphy. His job is to work inside this direction and basically pull the guard this way and blow up the center, and then have Williams come around just like this. And after Murphy blows up the center, his job is then to peel back and try and get to the quarterback as well. It's a very common stunt. It happens 50 times every Sunday, right? Very situational, right? You got a great pass rusher on the left side. You have the other guy basically lead block for him. He loops around. This is a situation where Murphy just totally screws up the entire play. I don't know if it's timing, I don't know if it's reps or something like that, but it's definitely something he needs to work on. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. You can see Murphy trying to lead block right there, but look who he's blocking. He's blocking his own guy. You're supposed to fire into 65, but the timing's all off. They just run into each other. Play collapses. Now, look, credit to him to at least fighting off and trying to make a play. Leonard Williams ends up cleaning it up because he is such a good player. Good job there. And again, I love Murphy's effort, right? He's got a motor, he plays to the whistle, does all that kind of good stuff, eye for the football. So it's not like a total disaster, but you can't have this happen, right? You can't have a stunt going on up front and that. And look, I don't know whose fault it is. I really, I don't know the scheme. I don't know in terms of the call, in terms of game plan and what the actual call was on the field. But I'm willing to bet the rookie probably made the mental mistake and not number 99. I'm just making that assumption, right? I could be wrong. But this can happen based on this assumption. You can't, if you're going to be the lead blocker in a stunt, run head first into your teammate and basically blow up the entire pass rush. Because right here, if you don't get a good edge rush, a good quarterback, let's go back to the very beginning here. If you don't get a great edge rush off the end, a great quarterback will sit in the pocket and deliver a ball down the field. You give up a 50-yard completion, you'll get knocked out of the playoffs, right? Against the Rams, Matt Stafford steps up and he delivers a strike to Cooper Kupp, right? If you do this up front, can't happen. This is something that they need to clean up with Murphy. This is one of the reasons he doesn't get a lot of one-on-one pass rush opportunities or doesn't play a lot in pass rush situations. It's because when he gets them, he doesn't do a great job executing, something he definitely needs to work on.
Yeah, Nick, and I also have something that Murphy needs to work on. Albeit it's something small, but it's something that I think he hasn't done all season for 10 games straight for Murphy. He hasn't missed one single tackle, but this game he does miss a tackle, which for the limited amount of tackles that he gets in a game, it's not great to miss a tackle. Really tanks your PFF grade, goes from having a great 70 plus PFF grade in the tackling department all season long to a 28.6 tackling grade this game. One missed tackle when you're only getting one tackle opportunity in a game is a really big deal. You need to tighten up on that because this, we're getting, like you said, playoff time. One missed tackle, one, missed opportunity, one flubbed assignment can really make a big difference when we're talking playoff times against really good teams and you're not playing the Chicago Bears. I think he can do it. We saw 10 straight games of him not making too many mistakes. I think this maybe is an anomaly on that sense, but not missing a tackle is something I think he really needs to work on.
All right, let's end on one of my favorite plays from Byron Murphy. There he is right there in the middle of your screen, lined up in a 2-eye technique on the inside shoulder of the left guard right there. So here the Bears are going to run kind of a counter concept up front. They're going to have the backside tackle pull, kick out the defensive end. This receiver, he's either going to insert or arc release for the DB. Tackle is going to come down and then work up to linebacker. Guard right here is going to try and down block 91. Backside guard down blocking 90. Center releasing to 48. Running back taking a counter step and then trying to hit this hole just like this. It's actually a pretty clever design, but Murphy does a pretty good job here, not just maintaining his initial assignment of this gap, but also fighting off the block to force the running back to cut back, and then he fights to it again to make the play. Incredible rep. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. You can see the tackle pull. You can see the counter action in the backfield, running back taking a step one direction, then handing the ball off going the other direction. The play is designed to go right off this tackle's butt right here. Number 75 comes off of 13. Play's designed to go right here, but the running back sees Byron Murphy. Let's go back to the very beginning and watch Murphy. Does a great job extending into this offensive lineman. He's in his gap. Great base right there, holding the line. Then he recognizes that the running back is going outside. He then jumps outside, discards the offensive lineman. Then he sees the running back went inside, and then he jumps around and makes the play. This is so good, guys. This is so, I mean, just you're talking about doing your job right here. Maintain your gap, doing your job. How about playing with effort? Then jumping outside, forcing the running back inside. That's awesome. And then final check the box, make the play. There's a lot of things Byron Murphy can improve on. We talked about it, but overall, he is becoming so good inside, especially in the run game. This is just great stuff because there's not an offensive line that can handle this. And we know it's the Bears, right? Let's be honest here. The Chicago Bears offense is terrible, but technically fundamentally sound. Great base, low pad level, bench pressing offensive lineman off, discarding him, forcing the running back inside, and then making the play to fight it off. Just great play from Murphy.